The five-kingdom classification of organisms. The five-kingdom classification system is a widely accepted way of classifying living organisms. It was proposed by Robert Whittaker in 1969, dividing life into five major kingdoms based on characteristics such as cell structure, mode of nutrition, reproduction, and more. The organisms are divided into the five kingdoms based on their general features like cell type. Organisms can have either prokaryotic cells, cells lacking membrane, and be prokaryotes, or have eukaryotic cells, a membrane covers genetic material, and be eukaryotes. The kingdom Monera is the only kingdom that consists of prokaryotes, as the other four kingdoms have eukaryotic organisms. Cell wall. The kingdoms Monera, Fungi, and Plantae consist of organisms that have cell walls in their cells. Some of the protists also have cell walls. But the cells of the organisms of the Animalia kingdom do not have cell walls. Nuclear membrane. The organisms under the protists kingdom have cells without a nuclear membrane, while the others have a nuclear membrane. Cell organization. This characteristic divides organisms into unicellular and multicellular. Nutrition mode. The Plantae kingdom consists of autotrophs, that is, they make their food. Fungi and Animalia kingdom consist of heterotrophs, that is, organisms under this kingdom depend on others for food. Monera and Protista consist of both autotrophs and heterotrophs. Here are the five kingdoms. Monera includes unicellular, prokaryotic organisms that are microscopic and occur everywhere. They lack a well-defined nucleus and membrane-bound organelles, and some have cell walls. Characteristics. Consists of prokaryotic cells, cells without a defined nucleus. Includes unicellular organisms. Can be autotrophic, synthesizing their own food, example photosynthesis, or heterotrophic, obtaining food from other organisms. Organisms in this kingdom include bacteria and blue-green algae, cyanobacteria. Example organisms. Bacteria, example Escherichia coli. Archaea, example methanogens. Cyanobacteria, example Anabaena. Protista includes unicellular, eukaryotic organisms that are neither plants, animals, nor fungi. They can be autotrophs or heterotrophs, and some have appendages like cilia or flagella for movement. Characteristics. Contains eukaryotic cells, cells with a defined nucleus. Most are unicellular, but some are multicellular. Can be autotrophic, example algae, or heterotrophic, example protozoa. The kingdom includes a wide range of organisms that do not fit into plants, animals, or fungi. Example organisms. Amoeba, a protozoan. Paramecium, a protozoan. Algae, example Chlamydomonas, spirulina. Fungi. Includes multicellular, eukaryotic saprophytes, such as mushrooms, rhizopus, and mucor. Some fungi form symbiotic relationships with algae, which are called lichens. Characteristics. Consists of eukaryotic cells. Mostly multicellular, example mushrooms, molds, but some are unicellular, example yeast. Heterotrophic, obtaining nutrients through absorption from dead or decaying organic matter, decomposers. Have a cell wall made of titin. Reproduce both sexually and asexually. Example organisms. Mushrooms, example Agaricus bosporus. Yeast, example Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Molds, example Penicillium. Plantae includes all plants, which are multicellular eukaryotes with cell walls made of cellulose. They are autotrophs, meaning they make their own food through photosynthesis. Characteristics. Composed of eukaryotic cells. Multicellular organisms that are autotrophic produce their own food via photosynthesis. Have cell walls made of cellulose. Have specialized structures for reproduction, flowers, seeds. Include both vascular, with transport tissues, and non-vascular plants, example mosses. Example organisms. Mosses, example bryophyta. Ferns, example pteridophytes. Flowering plants, example roses, oaks. Animalia includes all animals, which are multicellular eukaryotes without cell walls or chlorophyll. They are heterotrophs, meaning they get their nutrition from other sources. Characteristics: composed of eukaryotic cells. Multicellular and heterotrophic, consume other organisms for food. Lack cell walls. Most have specialized sensory and nervous systems and are capable of movement. Reproduce sexually, most, though some reproduce asexually. Example organisms: insects, example ants, butterflies. Mammals, example humans, elephants. Birds, example eagles, penguins. Reptiles, example snakes, lizards. Fish, example salmon, sharks. The five-kingdom classification system helped categorize the diversity of life on Earth into more manageable groups based on observable characteristics. However, newer research in molecular biology and genetics has led to further refinements in the classification of life, such as the introduction of the three-domain system, bacteria, archaea, and eukarya.